Welcome. Have a seat on your mat, and we'll begin by bringing our awareness to our breath. Inhaling slowly, deeply, in through your nose, all the way down to your belly, then your rib cage, and finally your chest. Exhale slowly and deeply all of your breath back out. Beginning to soften down and then back up the body with your breath. You can sit in stillness or invite your hands to interlace, fingers coming to touch behind your head. And with your breath, inviting a cat-cow flow, breathing in, lifting your heart, exhale, and round your spine. Continue to move with the flow of your own breath. And take a few more rounds of cat-cow flow, celebrating being in your body. And when you're ready, let it go. Finding stillness and then possibly inviting a half head circle. Dropping your chin towards your chest, drawing one ear upward and chin to chest, other ear upward. Always moving with your breath in your own unique pattern. Nice and slow. A few more times like this. When you feel ready, let it go. Crawl around to all fours. We'll stack our knees beneath our hips and our wrists under our shoulders. Exhale and shift back any amount, child's pose. Stay with your breathing. Three more rounds of breath. And when you're ready, inhale, come back through all fours. Exhale and step your right leg forward, stacking front knee over front ankle. Reach your arms up as you breathe in. Interlace your fingers behind your head. And if you want, you can practice a few more cat-cow flows. Your back toes can be either tucked or untucked. See what feels best on your knee, what feels best with your balance. Gently drawing your legs towards each other in all directions to find stability and strength. Exhale your hands down, bringing your right hand to the instep of your right foot and gently gliding your right leg back. Exhale, left foot forward, stack your joints. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Interlace hands behind your head and invite your cat-cow flow. Doing whatever feels right in your body throughout this practice. If something doesn't feel good, let it go. Embracing what serves you today. Hands down, left hand to the instep of your left foot. Gently glide your left leg back. All fours. Beginning to move organically with your breath. You could cat-cow-flow. You could swivel snake-like side to side to open into your side obliques at the sides of your body if you want to, shifting your hips back any amount and then forward. Maybe your head starts to move. Just make sure that you go both directions. Find evenness in the body. When you begin to feel even, exhale, shift back, child's pose. Experiment in your child's pose. Maybe it feels good to walk your hands over one way. Hips are even with each other. Shoulders are even with each other. When you're ready, slowly crawl your hands back through center. Child's pose. And then exhaling, walking your hands over the other direction. Squaring your hips, squaring your shoulders. Stay with your breath. On your inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come through all fours. Exhale, tuck your toes downward facing dog. And if you want, you can slowly walk out one heel and then the other. Heels never have to touch the ground. Let's keep a slight bend at our knees. And still the feet. Inhale, come through plank. Release your knees down to the mat. Exhale, bend from your elbows and slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift your heart, low cobra. Exhale, bring your heart back down. Inhale, inviting another low cobra, maybe looking over one shoulder, dipping the other shoulder. And if this feels good, play with your breath side to side, shifting one shoulder down as you look away and then the other. When you're finished playing, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, walk your way to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, get really long. Exhale and forward fold. Root through your heels. Inhale, take your time rolling up one vertebrae of your spine at a time. Your head comes up last. Exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Separate your feet about hips width. Feel into your heels, the edges of each foot, and your toes down lightly. Feel into each toe on each foot. Soften your knees, soften your shoulders. Align with your breath. Next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, scoop your breath down to your heart. Big breath in, reach up and out. Exhale. Inhale, draw your hands behind your low back, interlacing your fingers, maybe hugging a finger or two, drawing your hands together with a strap or whatever works. As you exhale, forward fold. Keep your hands at your low back, or if you want, slowly draw your hands up towards the sky. If this is uncomfortable, let the shape go. Do what feels best. Celebrate being in your body today, what serves you today. And let the rest just go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. And step back to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway or to your belly. Inhale, low cobra, maybe a high cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, lower your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, slowly walk your hands back towards your feet, keeping your knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up slow. Uncurl, take your time, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Stay with your breath. Inhale, interlace your fingers and flip your palms up to the sky. Exhale, leaning up, then over one direction. Side body stretch. Next exhale, realignment at center. Inhale, get long. Exhale, up and over, other way. Big breath in. Side body stretch. Exhale and realign to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. And coming halfway, then fully down into your fold. Inhale, back to halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees, set your hands down, walk your feet back, and you're in your plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, a heart opener like a low cobra, high cobra, or up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Feel into your breath, be in your body. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, walk your feet forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Neutral low back curve. Most of your weight is in your heels and your toes are down lightly. Exhale to forward fold, heart towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine at halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Take a flow if you want, chaturanga. Inhale, heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, walk your hands towards your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to chair pose and sink. Continue to breathe. Load your glutes. Pull your belly button up and in towards your spine. Feel fierce. Feel fire here. Inhale, lengthen your legs. Reach up. Lift your heart if you want. Exhale, restack your spine if you went anywhere and draw your hands into your heart. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, chair pose all the way down. Set your hands to the earth and step back to plank. On your exhale, lowering halfway or to your belly through your chaturanga. Inhale, a heart opener, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's come down to hands and knees. Resting, and when you're ready, downward facing dog. Right leg up, bend from your right knee, open your right hip, flex your right foot. Inhale, lengthen your right leg, close your right hip. Exhale and take your time guiding your right foot forward. Setting up for warrior one, your back heel turns in and place it down. Inhale to rise. If you feel off center or unbalanced here, make sure that your feet are about hips width apart. And if you want, you can incorporate some cat-cow flows. Maybe with your hands interlaced behind the head. No pulling, just support. Flowing with your breath. As you come down, just any amount, bringing your right arm inside of your right leg. When you feel ready, maybe you hover, hold at the halfway down, fly your arms back under the right leg, and then inhale, root to rise, come all the way back up. Exhale, open to warrior two, back toes to the side of your mat. Front toes stay forward. You might want to scoot your right foot in slightly, just so you feel better in the hips. Exhale and reverse your warrior, possibly half binding your left arm behind your low back. Inhale and return to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm can float lightly onto the upper right thigh. We're going to place our left hand down, maybe the back knee down. Exhale and add a twist towards your right leg. Lengthen your spine, aligning head, neck, and spine with softness in the neck. If you want, you can tuck your back toes and float your back knee. If you want, you can half arm bind right arm behind your low back. Stay with your breath. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower halfway or to your belly. Inhale, a heart opener. Maybe a low cobra or the up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lengthen your left leg to the sky. Open your left hip, bend from your left knee, flex your left foot. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale to guide your left foot forward, setting up with the feet about hips width apart. Warrior one. Inhale to rise. Maybe you hug your hands behind your head. Just support, no pulling. Cat-cow flow. This can be really small or really big. Bringing your left shoulder inside of the left leg, loading the glutes, using the core. Maybe you hover at the halfway and fly your arms back. Left arm under the left thigh. Then inhale, root to rise. Exhale, set up for warrior two, and maybe you take a moment to scooch the left foot inward a bit. Whatever feels good in your hips, that's the right answer. Arms out long. Exhale, reverse your warrior two. The left arm comes up, then overhead. Lean back. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Set your hands. Back knee might come down. Take a breath in, followed by a big exhale to twist towards your left. Maybe you half arm bind left arm behind the low back. Maybe you tuck your back toes and float your right knee up. Try to get really long here through your head, neck, and spine, through your back heel. On an inhale, untwist, step back to plank. Maybe you add some side planks here. Maybe you skip them. Stacking top hip over lower hip, working into the core. Switch sides when you're ready. Any version of a flow or a plank or a rest. Just feel empowered to go where you want. And find a seat. Relax your shoulders down your back. Big toe pose. Tuck your toes under. Almost like you're in a really low chair. See if you can stand all the way up from here. I'll meet you in standing however you arrive. We'll take a big inhale, come up to the balls of the feet. A big exhale and float back into the heels, into the glutes chair pose. With breath, inhale, rise the heels. Exhale and chair, fly the arms back. Exhale, inhale at your own pace. Then sink chair. Inhale and lengthen your legs, lift the heart. Exhale, hands to heart. And let's root into our right foot, getting into our heel, our toes, the edges. Begin to draw your left knee up to around hip height or so. Maybe left hand comes to the left knee, and possibly open your left hip out to the left side as the right arm flies long to your right side, hand to knee balance. And keeping your left hip open, hinging forward at your hips, extending the left leg, and slowly drawing the foot back down. Keeping that slight bend in your knees, rooting into the left foot now, drawing right knee up, maybe right hand to right knee, maybe you open the right hip, the left arm goes long to the left side. Leave the right hip open, hinge about halfway at the hips, lengthen the right leg, and slowly release. Tough single leg balance. Take a moment to feel calm, to feel centered. And step up to the top of our mat. Root into your right foot. Left hand, left knee. Open the left hip. Hinge about halfway down. And we're going to lengthen slowly the left leg back and land in our warrior one. Right leg is forward, left leg is behind. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, exhale, and open to warrior two. Take your time to arrange your feet. Exhale, reaching up, then over to reverse your warrior two. Inhale, warrior two, lengthen your right leg, keep a slight bend in the right knee. Exhale as you reach forward and then down, find your triangle. Keep lifting up and out of your lower side oblique and do what you want with your top arm. Inhale, rebend front knee over ankle, re-rise, warrior two, get long through the arms. Let's slowly make our toes, all toes facing the side of our mat. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips, big plie squat. The toes are now turned slightly outward, the heels slightly in. Can take some side stretches if you want, and then re-lengthen your legs. Toes to the side of the mat, feet are parallel. Exhale, hip hinge to a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, and exhale, crawl around towards your right, facing the front of the room. Bring your right hand to the instep of your right foot for a high lizard pose. Turn your right toes outward. Gently opening into the right hip. If you want, you can bend from your left knee and hug your left foot behind you in the right hand. Only if it works in your body, otherwise skip it. Inhale, slowly unwind, crawl the right foot back in. Inhale, lengthen the right leg, keep the right knee soft and shifting into your half splits. Hinge forward, heart towards the legs. Hips feeling squared. Inhale, front knee rebends over ankle. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Maybe you take a chaturanga to your heart openers, or maybe you take some side planks here. Option to open from a one-sided plank to a wild thing, done by lifting the heart. Make sure you're even on both sides. If you practice your side plank, switch sides. If you practice your wild thing, other side, top leg steps back behind you and you lift the heart. Exhale, engage your core to leave the wild thing, to leave the heart opener. Take a moment to relax. Bring some ease back into your shoulders. If you enjoyed floating onto the balls of your feet, your very low chair here. Maybe some chair pulses up and down. Floating chair or whatever's working. I'll meet you in standing mountain. Tadasana. And we'll take our single leg balance on the left, so our left foot is rooted, right hand, right knee. Open your right hip, land your right leg softly back behind you for warrior one. We now have the left leg in front and the right leg back behind us. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, and reverse your warrior two. Inhale, warrior two, lengthen your left leg long. Exhale, hinge forward, then down. One shoulder, top shoulder, stacked over the lower shoulder. See if you can just slightly lean back. Maybe that feels really expansive in your hips, in your chest. Lifting up and out of that lower side body. Rebend from your front knee. Inhale, warrior two. Pivot on your left heel and place your left toes to the side of your mat. Feet are parallel. Exhale, turn your heels in, toes out. Get into your squat. Maybe you take some reaches up and over for side stretches. And then you inhale, lengthen your legs. Exhale, re-squat. And possibly hover holds. Float one heel, float the other, float both. See what's working, what's fun. If you'd like to hold this plie squat longer, pause the video, do your thing, and then restart. Stay with your breath. If it wasn't hard enough, you could add some pulses. And eventually shake it off. Lengthen your legs, toes back to the side of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, hang out, forward fold. Maybe your hands hug your ankles. If your elbows bend, send elbows outward. Keep your knees bent. Heart towards the space between your legs. You can gaze back towards the back wall. Your back feels really long. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale and crawl your hands towards your left. You should end up with the left leg back in front, the right leg behind. Left hand to the instep of your left foot for your high lizard. See what works for you. You might heel toe, walk the left foot out. A little further to the left, you might turn your left toes towards the left side slightly. Opening into the left hip, maybe you decide to bend from the right knee and hugging your left hand to your right foot if that's accessible and feels good. When you're ready, slowly make your way out of the pose. Inhale to lengthen your left leg and exhale to fold into your half splits. If it feels nice, then you can turn left toes to the sky. Slowly leave the pose. Stay with your breath. Take your time. Step back to plank. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, a heart opener like a low cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reset your breath. And if you want to play here, opposite hand, opposite leg, gently twist. You might try to shorten your dog a bit for an easier reach. Whatever's working. Skip it if it doesn't feel good. And slowly let it fade. Come down to hands and knees. And back to child's pose, breathing out. If you want, you can take a thread of your needle. I'm going to send my right arm under my heart first. Right palm will face upwards towards the sky. You can have your forehead down on a prop on the mat, or maybe your right cheek down. Opening that space right between your shoulder blades. Think of sending your breath back. And let's do the other side. Slowly unthread. And then bring the left arm under your heart, left palm to the sky, forehead or left side of the face comes down onto something. When you're ready, you feel even, slowly unwind. Come on to your bottom. Taking your time. Inhale, exhale, and round. Inviting a few seated cat-cow flows, maybe with your knees bent and your feet down. You could hug your hands to your legs. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, and round the spine. Engaging your core gently as you flow. A few more, or play with your boat pose, floating one or both feet off of the mat at a time. Knees could stay bent or legs can lengthen. Think of lifting your heart in boat pose, and it will help you keep your balance. And slowly letting the shape go. And crawl onto your hands and knees, stack your joints. We'll send our right leg long to our right side, right toes facing forward. If you want, you can come onto your right heel and gently flex your right toes up to the sky. Keep your right knee soft and hinge back, almost like a child's pose. Hips drifting back any amount. You can be on hands or forearms. Come back to your hands and tuck your right knee back under your right hip. Now let's send our left leg out. Left toes forward, maybe left toes to the sky. Lengthening and shifting back. Your right toes might feel good tucked under. You can just experiment in your body, see what's feeling good, notice where you feel sensation. And slowly leave the pose. Find a seat on your bottom. Butterfly the legs. You can take some side stretches if that feels good. Reaching one arm up and over. Then the other. Big breath in. And eventually we'll meet up in a forward fold. Heart towards the legs. When you feel ready, allow your upper back to round. Get really relaxed here with the legs in a butterfly or diamond shape or bound angle fold. On an inhale, slowly come up, exhale, and reclose the legs. Inhale, exhale, take your time rolling back or finding your way to your back. Optional bridge pose, root into your heels, palms and arms are firmly into the earth. Inhale and roll up one vertebrae of your spine at a time, from bottom to top. Exhale from top to bottom, you slowly roll back down. You can hold in stillness with your breath, continuous, or you can flow with your breath, rolling the hips up and back down. Chin tucks towards your chest, and we feel like we're on the shoulders. The glutes are strong but soft. We feel open at the fronts of the hips. The abdominals lengthen. Come to the balls of your feet and lift your heels if you want. Hover holding your bridge and your heels up. Your heels will stay lifted. They won't come down until your hips meet the earth. Exhale, start to slowly release. As soon as your hips come down, then you can release your heels. And take a moment here for your spine to relax. Add any movements that feel beneficial as a recovery to bridge pose. And then hug your legs in. Big exhale and a hug. Inhale, release your arms and your legs over one direction. Inhaling, exhale, legs back to center. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs the other way. You can also hold a passive twist, reclined on your back and breathe. Eventually switch sides. Or you can flow slowly with your breath side to side. Inhale when you feel more relaxed. Exhale when the muscles are engaging. Maybe one more each side and then commit to one side and take that reclined passive twist. And feeling this twist in your body from the rib cage up. Inhale, exhale, belly button draws up and in. Inhale and the belly expands. Exhale and let yourself get a little heavy, a little softer. When you do feel ready, inhale, slowly unwind and send your legs the other direction. Twist away from your legs. Settle into this side. Connect with your breath. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, inhale back to center. And crawl to one side. You can lay on your side for a little while and then eventually coming up to a seat. Fish pose is a really nice recovery. I like to bring my forearms down and my hands to just behind my lower back, almost to my glutes. Then I lift my heart. I like to lengthen my legs. You can do whatever feels best with your legs. Looking forward, looking up, looking back is pretty intense for throat opening. Cat-cowflow is a great replacement for fish pose. When you do feel recovered, go ahead and release. Make your way onto your back, hug your legs in, and possibly hugging your big toes with your peace sign fingers or just hugging the legs anywhere that feels right. Taking the knees out, taking the feet out, maybe a butterfly on your back, a happy baby, or even rocking side to side, lengthening one leg, bending from the other knee, a bow and arrow on your back. Draw your tailbone down, draw your chin towards your chest, lengthen your spine down to the earth. And when you feel ready, release the pose, hug your legs in, give yourself a really tight hug. And let's release into Shavasana. Letting the physical practice go. Letting your breath go back to its natural state of being. This is a great time to pause the video and get a little longer Shavasana. Otherwise, our Shavasana will be around 5 minutes long. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite some little wiggles back into your body, beginning with your fingers and your toes. Some people like to include a transitional pose, like laying on their side or hugging their legs in. Take your time. Wake back up slowly. I'll meet you in a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in each of you. And go and shine your light into the world. See you next time.